Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Chris, and this is Regular Guy Training. So, there is a lot to go through today, because this is just a series of things that's getting more and more ridiculous as time goes on. Now, we have been talking here and there about Second Amendment rights and all of that, and there is a series of things that have gone on that is very important. Now, first and foremost, I'm gonna get to what's going on as far as the White House and stuff is concerned fairly soon. But what I'm going to get at now is some state stuff, right? In Illinois, Seattle, and Florida, there have been approved gun control measures, right? Now, we can get into the legality of, or the ludicrousness, rather, of certain things that have to deal with these states. And as you can probably imagine, that is said quite enough already. But there are a couple of things that are very, very concerning with both Seattle and Florida. Okay. Here's the thing with Florida, right? As far as the gun control measures are concerned, you must be 21 in order to purchase a gun, period, right? There is a mandatory waiting period on everything now, unless you have it concealed. Okay. There is a measure added in to arm school teachers and things like that, but here's the real sinister part. The real sinister part about this entire thing is that if you are deemed mentally unfit by the state, and this is on a whim, right? Like, they don't have to have a due process for this at all. If you are deemed mentally fit at any point, this is essentially in two phases. The first is either you are sent a letter with a mandatory turn-in period for your firearms and whatnot, or law enforcement can straight up enter your home. Okay. Now, this hasn't passed the governor yet, but let me be very clear in this. The legal writing on this is very, very ambiguous, and this is extremely dangerous because in both Seattle and in Florida, literally anyone can make a call to the police, say that you're acting erratically, and that could call for the confiscation of your firearms. Okay. Someone could see a fucking bumper sticker on your car, see that you're bringing in a box labeled with a firearms company on it, and they could call the police. Okay. Who actually makes the determination as to whether or not you're mentally unfit? There's no due process. So what the fuck? It's highly unethical. No due process does not... there is no legal justification for a no due process anything. Okay? This violates your constitutional rights, like, heavily. And I really hate bringing this up. I really, really hate bringing this up. But on the levels of Nazi Germany, it violates your constitutional rights, your individual rights. Like, normally, I'm far more animated and I'm waving my hands around and all that. No, this is as serious as a heart attack. Okay? This is dangerous, extremely dangerous, that states are trying to adopt these policies. Now, from what I understand, Seattle's already enacted shit like this. There is already a guy who had his firearms taken from him. Okay? Because he didn't do, like, what the Stoneman Douglas shooter did, in that he didn't make terrorist threats online, none of that shit. Somebody just figured he's acting weird, quote unquote, which that could mean anyone. I mean, anyone that figures, well, you must be mentally unstable to own or carry a gun. And that dude got roped up. Okay? And if this passes the governor in Florida, okay, I thoroughly fear the future for a lot of people down there. Okay? This isn't right. It's not. And again, normally I'm more animated by this kind of stuff, but no, it's deeply concerning. It's deeply concerning for liberty. Period. Okay? Myself and millions and millions and millions of veterans did not subject ourselves to a loss of our own rights and to our own freedoms. We did not go places in the name of the nation to see our rights utterly fucking pillaged like this. This is wrong as fuck. And it needs to be addressed. I don't care if you're a resident of these states or not. I don't. You need to set their inboxes on fire. You need to blast their telephones. You need to do everything that you can as a citizen of the United States to protect your liberty. Okay? I'm not even kidding right now. This isn't even about the NRA and their spinelessness. This isn't about the far superior alternative, and that's Gun Owners of America. This isn't about, you know, how angry we can get, and this isn't about pointing fingers and shit like that anymore. Which, in all honesty, there's a very large number of you fuckers that we've been pulling weight for years. You say all this shit, and you say that you're pro 2A and all that stuff, you've never done anything about any of it. You need to do something now. If you're a resident of Florida, you should make it your individual job, aside of everything else that you're doing. And I get that we're all busy. But look at, if the Second Amendment dies in your state, you don't have rights anymore. I hope you understand that. Your state gets subjected to mob rule. Like, for instance, in California, where people are punished for wrongthink, fired for wrongthink. Okay? And what I think is absolutely hilarious, and we're getting to this now, is that all of these left-leaning individuals, I can't even really call them liberals, because a classical liberal would never allow for this kind of shit. Honestly. You people honestly are communists. And socialists. Gotta include those folks too. But the point here is that if your Second Amendment dies, the rest of your rights die too. I guarantee that. Now, we have another bill that's been proposed to the White House. And this bill is in favor of banning literally everything. Literally everything. Okay? Everything semi-automatic is on the table for ban. I don't think I have to sit here and explain how that's a violation of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment was never about hunting rifles and shit, dude. It was never about your ability to plink cans in the backyard. It was about your ability to resist a foreign or domestic enemy. Its specific job was to keep the government in check and to put fear into the hearts of anyone that would plan to invade us. And make no mistake, we can think that the world is as civilized as we want. But that's what they also thought in the 1930s. Okay. Until the Nazis straight up walked across the borders. Leading up into a global conflict that killed far over 50 million people. And wrongthink exterminated millions more. This is not a joke. This is not a game. Get off of your ass and fight for your rights.